In the days when the wind howled across the fjords of Norway and the seas roared with the fury of the gods, there lived a mighty Viking warrior named Ragnar. His name was known far and wide, whispered by traders and feared by kings. Ragnar, a man of towering strength, sharp intellect, and a relentless desire for glory, would carve his name into the annals of Viking history with blood and fire. Ragnar was born in the late 8th century in a small village on the rugged coast of Norway. His father, Sigurd, was a fierce warrior who had once fought under King Harald Fairhair, the first king to unite Norway. Ragnar's mother, Astrid, was a woman of great beauty and wisdom who had taught him the ancient ways of the gods. From a young age, Ragnar exhibited remarkable skills, both in battle and in the understanding of the world around him. As a boy, he would often wander the forests, listening to the whispers of the trees and the wind, and gazing at the stars. One fateful night, as Ragnar stood at the cliffs overlooking the ocean, a vision appeared to him in a dream. The god Odin himself spoke. "Ragnar, son of Sigurd, you are destined for greatness. Seek the treasures of the world, for you shall lead a fleet of warriors to the ends of the earth." Ragnar's first taste of the Viking life came when he was in his early 20s. The Viking raids had begun to spread across Europe like wildfire, and Ragnar, eager to make his mark, joined a band of raiders led by the infamous Ivar the Boneless. Their first raid was on the small village of Lindisfarne. The monks of Lindisfarne were unprepared for the fury that Ragnar and his warriors unleashed. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Ragnar and his men stormed the shores. The raid was swift and brutal. The monks were slaughtered, the treasures of the abbey plundered, and the Viking longships returned to the sea, their holds heavy with gold and silver. Ragnar, standing at the bow of his ship, looked out toward the horizon with a sense of satisfaction. Over the next several years, Ragnar's reputation grew. His raids on the coasts of England, Francia, and even the Mediterranean earned him admiration and fear. One of his most famous victories came when he besieged the kingdom of Wessex. King Egbert, the ruler of Wessex, was shrewd and calculating, but he underestimated Ragnar. In a series of battles, Ragnar's men overwhelmed the Saxon forces, and the kingdom of Wessex paid tribute to him. Ragnar's greatest triumphs, however, came with a heavy cost. As he grew older, Ragnar became a father to many sons, each one a fierce warrior in their own right. Ivar the Boneless, Bjorn Ironside, and Sigurd Snakeneck were all born to Ragnar and his wife Lothbrok. In one fateful battle against the forces of King Aella of Northumbria, Ragnar was captured. The king decided to make an example of him by throwing him into a pit of snakes. Ragnar lifted his head and laughed. "I see you have the courage to kill a man, but not the heart to defeat a god," he said before his death. His sons, enraged by his death, vowed revenge upon King Aella. True to their word, Ragnar's sons took vengeance on the Northumbrian king. Under Ivar the Boneless leadership, they assembled a vast army, and at York, they crushed the Saxon forces. Ivar tricked King Aella into surrendering and took him captive, forcing him to meet his death by the same method. The blood of Ragnar flowed through his sons, and though Ragnar's life was cut short, his name lived on as a symbol of the unyielding Viking spirit. The story of Ragnar is not just one of bloodshed and conquest. It is the story of a man who sought to live on his own terms, driven by the will of the gods and a burning desire to prove himself. In the end, it is said that Ragnar met his death with a smile, knowing that his name would never fade from